Hello, I'm Chef Tiffany of Dallas, Texas. I'm here in India with the support of the U.S. Consulate of Mumbai, and welcome to Sanjeev Kapoor Khazana. Today we have a very interesting take on what we consider to be a little bit of American with an Italian influence. We have some chicken breasts that I'm going to lightly saute with a little spices. We're gonna do a chorizo and tomato sauce. We're gonna flavor that again with some cilantro, a little bit of parsley, all those great flavors. And then we're gonna shave some fennel and arugula with a lemon vinaigrette. So good, so easy. If you're ever in a pinch, this is the dish for you. So I have some chicken. I don't have really thick pieces. I have them a little bit thin so that they can cook quicker. I'm gonna season them up with salt and pepper, a touch of Creole seasoning, kind of which is like that chili, paprika, cumin, all those spices, salt, cayenne, and then it kind of adds a little bit. But truly, the trick of this whole dish is the sausage. You want to use a good sausage that has tons of flavor, and that way when you cook it with the tomato, it will kind of melt together, and then it feels like it's been cooking all day, and really it hasn't. Remember, the trick to cooking any kind of protein is you want to have medium-high heat. You want to sear it off. And when I say sear it, the only way that I can lock in the flavor, lock in the juice, lock in all of that is to do it over medium-high heat. Don't be afraid to cook with a little bit of fire. I always say, if you don't have fire, you're not really cooking, all right? So rules, always heat your pan first. Once your pan is heated, then you add in your oil, and that way it will be a guaranteed no stick. Salt, pepper. If you're on a real budget, all you do is take the chicken, like I have here, cut it in half on a bias, and that way it looks like it's way more chicken than it is, and it feeds a few extra people. That's just a little tip. Always, when you have a couple pieces versus one, it always seems like it's more food. And people are always like, can I get two of them? Like, sure, it's the same as one, but okay. Got a little bit of that Creole seasoning. I'm gonna add a touch more of my salt and pepper. And you want the pan to be hot enough to where the oil coats the whole pan and kind of makes this rippling effect. If the pan is cold, you won't hear that sound. Did you hear it? That's called the sizzle. You want that fire in the pan. I don't want to crowd the pan. If I crowd the pan, what will happen is I'll end up steaming my food, which is not what I want. When you steam it, it makes it where the juice, so what's happening is the juice starts coming out into the pan versus staying inside of the protein or the vegetable. All right, let's get into this sausage. So here I have a little bit of some pork sausage. We're gonna saute that with some garlic and some tomatoes that's been crushed. If tomatoes are not in season, then you can simply add canned tomatoes and crush them as well. The thing about canned tomatoes is they're always picked at the season when it's most ripe. So a lot of times, even in Italy, they use canned tomatoes to make some of these stewed sauces so it feels like it's been cooking all day. Okay, sausage goes in. Again, we need the heat, so make sure that you're not cooking with very low heat. We want to sear the sausage, have the flavor come out of the sausage as well. And that's what's going to really add some flavor to our dish. I have some onion and garlic. You know, I've run into a few people more often than not lately who are like, Chef, I don't really like onion. I don't really like this. I don't like garlic. Do you have to put it in? Guess what? This is one of those dishes I add it, even when they tell me they don't like it, but somehow they still eat it. You know what I mean? So I add it in, I let it cook down, and then I don't worry about it because normally if they don't see it, they don't care. It's always when they see it. A lot of garlic here. We're doing Italian food. We need some garlic in there. Oh, you can smell it right now. It's smelling delicious. That garlic and onion, that sear on that chicken is what we were talking about with making sure that the heat is high enough to sear in that flavor. I'm gonna add in my tomato now. I have a little bit of stock. Feel free to use whatever stock you have at home or water. You want a little bit in there just so that all of it comes together. Some salt, a little bit of pepper, and a little bit of my Creole seasoning, the chili, the paprika, the cayenne, the cumin, all those flavors. That's gonna be good. To top this dish up, because it is a very simple rustic dish, we want to add a little bit of acid, a little bit of crunch. We don't want everything to be stewed and chicken. We're going to add in some fresh fennel. Fennel gives you this kind of anise flavor, which some people like a lot and some may not. I know that when I was young, they always told me that the anise was like the jelly beans that were the black colors that were not my favorite flavor. And I associated everything when they told me fennel is that flavor was gonna taste like the jelly bean. No, completely different flavor. Very flavorful, a little bit of that acid from the lemon helps it out. And now I love fennel. Okay, I'm gonna cut off the bulb. Cut a little bit of the stalk off. So I am going to shave it on down. A little bit here. A little bit of that olive oil. Touch of salt. And a touch of pepper. I mean, I'm seasoning lettuce over here. Every bite of this dish is going to be seasoned and delicious. And just let that sit. This is also an incredible salad if you just want to have a nice light salad. Fennel, arugula, lemon juice, olive oil, delicious. You want to take that up a notch more, add a little bit of Parmesan cheese to it. It is a fantastic dish. I can smell that garlic and that onion. Sausage is looking amazing. You have that sausage and garlic and tomato. I'm gonna add in some cilantro and lighten. You don't need, whenever you're using fresh herbs, you wanna add that at the end, and that way all that flavor won't cook away. My chicken is done. We use the chicken breast here, but feel free to use whatever you like. What I'm gonna do is take the chicken and cut it on a bias, and you have this incredible moist chicken. I'm gonna take a little bit of that sauce. I have some spinach, and I really like the idea of fresh and hot, so cold and warm and all of those flavors coming together. I don't saute the spinach because, you know, when you start with this huge batch of spinach, right? By the time you finish cooking, you have this small amount. I'm actually gonna allow the chicken and the sauce to wilt the spinach. A little bit of that on top. I have some arugula and fennel with a little lemon and olive oil. And then you just put it right on the top of that fennel arugula salad and a chorizo and tomato sauce. For more recipes like the one featured here, you can find them at Sanjeev Kapoor Khazana. Please like, share, subscribe.